Hey students, I promised in my course overview video that I would be providing some weekly overviews. Hopefully this will be a very short video, and I will start by sharing my screen here and walking you through the week 1 module. As you see here, week 1 is from August 23rd through 29th. Remember, we are going from a Monday through Sunday weekly model. So the modules will be available at midnight on those Mondays. Each week I will release a new weekly module, and you'll have the week's worth of assignments and other information that I want to present to you. As you see here, it's broken down into several sections. Each week will start with goals, objectives, and readings. Then we will have a section for the week overview. And in that section, there will be videos such as this one, as well as any other micro lectures that I might record, any files that I think might be necessary for you to complete the week's assignments. And then there is usually a discussion board assignment, a journal or another writing assignment, as well as the reading and annotations. So let's go up here to the goals, objectives, and readings section. If you click on that link, it'll open to this page for you. And you can read through the weekly goals, the weekly objectives, and at the bottom, there will always be some kind of reading assignments. So for this week, you are going to read chapters 5.1 and 5.2, as well as chapter 1.1 and 1.3 in that order in your class text, the writer's loop. You can navigate through the module pages by clicking next. So next, that will take you to the weekly overview page. And I just have a placeholder here that says this is where I will have a brief micro lecture video. It may be more than one video depending on the topics that we are working on for the week. So check that out. Next comes the discussion board post. So this week we are just getting to know one another, getting a feel for the course, and it's not super information heavy, or hopefully it's not. It doesn't seem like it is to me. But this is a graded discussion, even though it's an introduction. You know, just your introduction is not heavy work, but it's a nice way to get 5 points right off the bat and get used to using the discussion board. So getting to know each other, I want you to provide an introduction to your classmates. You can do that in a variety of ways. You could just write something if you wanted to, or if you feel like being a little bit more creative, you can record a video or maybe even an audio file and attach it there. So the way you do this, if you've never worked with a discussion board, is you click in the reply. You just click on that little arrow that says reply at the bottom. And you can either type your submission here. If you feel like adding any kind of images, you could upload an image. Maybe you want to share a picture of yourself, but you don't want to do a video, anything like that. Or if you have any pets that you want to share with us, I'd love to see your cat or dog or whatever other kind of pet you have. Feel free to share that with us as well. Down here is a little paper clip where you can attach a file, and then you just go in and you choose your file that you want to attach. It could be, you know, if you have a small video that you've uploaded to your computer, or if you have something in cloud, maybe you can do that. So yeah, choose the file that you want to do, and then you post your reply. And if you want to reply to any of your classmates, you know, say you find that you have something in common, maybe you have the same major or same kind of interest, you can always post your reply at the bottom of your classmates' introduction. So that's due August 25th. That's on Wednesday. So the class starts on Wednesday. I know it gives you only a couple of days to work on it, but it's not a heavy duty assignment. So I expect to have that done by most of you on Wednesday, August 25th. And all due dates are, that goes to the end of the day, right? So you have by 11:59 p.m. Wednesday, the 25th, to get your first discussion post in, okay? Click on next, and that will take us to the next assignment. So the other assignment that you have for the week is your first low stakes writing assignment, which is journal number 1, ourselves as writers. So I have a couple of different prompts that you can choose from. I like to give you a variety of prompts that you can work with. The first one is one I provide you myself. Describe yourself as a writer, the experiences that you've had, whether you enjoy writing or struggle with it. Do you have any creative writing interests? Maybe you like to write graphic novels, or maybe you're really into poetry, or maybe you even write song lyrics, right? It's not just all academic writing. I want to hear about how you write. Are there any strengths or weaknesses? That kind of thing. The other prompt, it takes us into the writer's loop. So when you look at chapter 1.1 of the writer's loop, there's an area that's called reflect, and it's outlined in a blue text box, or if you are working in an older version, the hard copy of our textbook, I'm trying to find the page. There are these blue pages, blue text boxes, I should say. So yeah, there are these blue text boxes that say reflect. So that could be one. Consider your process of developing an academic ethos, if that's something that interests you. And if not, that's fine too. And the second choice, also in section 1.1, is in the beige text box, or in the ebook, it is a brown outlined area called apply. And that is write about the benefits and challenges of adopting an academic ethos. So those are more related to what you're actually going to read in section 1.1. So those are some things that you could write about. And I just want you to write a short 1 to 2 page paper about your writing experiences. I want to know a little bit more about you as a writer. After all, this is a writing class. And that is due August 27th, which is Friday at the end of the day. I like to make that work due on Friday, just so that you have the weekend to kind of relax and take your time reading. The last assignment for the week is, of course, the reading / annotations. So you will have weekly reading assignments, unless it's like a really writing heavy period that we are in. So I want you to go through the text in a certain way. I would like you to read chapter 5.1, develop active and critical reading strategies, read up to the blue reflect box, and then skim through the understand section that features the example annotated reading. So I don't need you to read deeply through that understand section, but at least take a look at it and see what they mean by annotating. Now that you're starting in this academic world, it's important to read critically and to take notes and really to interact with the text that you're reading. So that's why I'm requiring this annotation. You're not going to annotate chapter 5.1. I think I said in the weekly assignments that I want you to read chapter 5.1 and 5.2. That might be a mistake. And so if you see that that has changed, then I've changed my mind about the assignment. But I definitely want you to read chapter 5.1. Then, after you've read that and you've taken a look at the understand section and you know a little bit more about how to annotate, I am asking you to read chapter 1.1, Developing an Academic Ethos, and chapter 1.3, Understand the Expectations for Academic Writing. So we're doing English composition, and it's a little bit different than those English courses that you may have taken in high school, whether you are just coming from high school or it's been many years since you've been in school. What we do in first year writing classes, English Comp 1 and English Comp 2, is a bit different than what you've done in high school. We're not really going heavy duty into literary analysis. We're not reading pieces of literature for the most part. We are learning about academic writing. And academic writing is a bit different than the sorts of writing that you've been doing. It's similar to some of that literary analysis, but we're really thinking about the nuts and bolts of writing. We are talking about audience, we're talking about purpose, we're talking about context, we're talking about genre, and how all of those things interact in this world that we call rhetoric. And I'm going to discuss that a little bit more in a micro lecture. But it's something that I find very exciting about writing as a field of study, and how we use words to affect and to persuade other people. So that's something that we're going to be examining in this course, and I'm very excited about it. So that's what we call academic writing. I will be doing a very short tutorial in case you don't know how to annotate in an electronic text. I just want to make sure that you know what I'm talking about, that you can do that in your e-readers, and it's actually quite easy. So if you are going to work with the electronic text, you can use the option to highlight and make notes in your text. And I don't need to see every single note, but take a screenshot of the notes that you've taken. There should be an area in your e-reader where you can choose where you have highlighted and bookmarked and made notes within the text. I want to see a screenshot of that you can attach to your submission. Or if you want to do it old school and take notes in a separate document, create a document file and take notes that way, then you can submit your assignment that way. I think that is it for the week. So let me go back to the module view, because I don't want to actually click into each of these files. But you'll see here that there are 3 PDF files. These are, if I hover over this, the accessibility score is low. And the reason for that is they are actually scanned images of chapters 5.1, 1.1, and 1.3. And I made that into a PDF file. So if you are a student who needs to use a reader in order to make the text accessible for you, then I highly encourage you to get your text as soon as possible so that you can complete these assignments, because these PDF files will not work for you. However, if for some reason you're unable to get your text, maybe you don't have the money for it right at the moment, or you're waiting for financial aid stuff to finish up so that you can actually rent or purchase the text through the various outlets, then I have these files available for you so that you have that information and you can complete the assignments for the week. So that is it for the week 1 overview. If you have any questions, you know how to contact me, Malott, M-A-L-O-T-T, VJ @ucmail.uc.edu. Take care.